Welcome back to the Quarterly Call. All content is for informational purposes and is not investment advice. Please consult with an investment professional. We're diving into Broadcom's AVGO latest earnings call, and let me tell you, their take on the future of AI is really something.
It's not just about the tech itself. This call kind of gives us a peek into how the entire AI landscape is evolving and how Broadcom is setting themselves up, to be a major player.
Broadcom CEO Hock Tan, he was super optimistic about their growth, especially in their semiconductor business. And what do you know, AI was a big factor.
What's interesting to me is that Broadcom isn't just providing the chips, they're actually partnering with these huge cloud company hyperscalers to create custom AI chips called XPUs.
So they're essentially tailoring these chips to each company's specific AI needs. That's pretty strategic. And speaking of strategic, their AI revenue for Q1 2025 was a huge $4.1 billion.
And they're predicting it'll jump to $4.4 billion in the next quarter. That kind of growth really shows you how much these hyperscale companies are pouring money into building up their AI infrastructure, and Broadcom is right there supplying a crucial piece of the puzzle.
It's like they're providing the building blocks for the AI revolution. But what really blew me away was that on top of the three hyperscalers, they're already shipping these XPUs they're working with four more to develop even more custom AI chips.
That's a major sign of just how much demand there is for this kind of customized AI hardware. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation anymore.
And Tan really emphasized that Broadcom is very selective about who they partner with.
Hmm.
They're not interested in those small-time projects. They only want to work on those big, impactful collaborations that can really move the needle.
Exactly. They want to see these chips being used in massive AI deployments, not just small-scale experiments.
This makes me think about companies like NVIDIA, who are kind of the top dogs in AI right now with their GPUs. If everyone starts wanting their own custom chips, wouldn't that shake things up a bit?
It's definitely a possibility. This whole move towards customization brings up some really interesting questions about the future of AI hardware. Will we see a shift away from those general-purpose chips like GPUs to more specialized solutions?
It'll be interesting to see how that all unfolds. But it sounds like Broadcom sees a future where AI isn't just happening in the cloud. They were talking about this thing called the VMware Private AI Foundation, which lets companies run AI on their own servers.
Now, that could be a game changer. But just think about what that means for data privacy and security, and maybe even a slowdown of that mad rush to the public cloud.
Right. Companies would have more control over their own data and how it's being used.
Right.
Tan also mentioned a few technical things that were kind of over my head, like how Broadcom is pushing the limits of chip technology with their new 2-nanometer AI XPU. Apparently, it'll be able to handle 10,000 teraflops.
And then there's their work on networking infrastructure with Tomahawk 5 and 6, which essentially creates a superhighway for AI data to travel on. They're really thinking about the whole ecosystem, from the chips to the networks that connect them.
So for someone trying to grasp where AI is headed, what's the main takeaway from all of this?
I think the big message here is that AI is causing a fundamental shift in technology. We're seeing companies like Broadcom dedicating serious resources to developing specialized hardware to meet the unique needs of AI, and that's just the beginning.
It's not just about processing power. It's about creating systems that are purpose-built for AI applications, whether it's training these massive language models or allowing companies to run AI in their own data centers.
And as AI continues to evolve, we can anticipate even more breakthroughs in the hardware space. This is really just the first chapter of a very exciting and potentially disruptive story.
Okay, so we've established that Broadcom is making some serious moves in AI. But let's not forget about their other major business, their infrastructure software. They reported a 47% year-on-year growth, hitting $6.7 billion in revenue.
It's fascinating to see how they're leveraging their acquisition of VMware to completely transform their software business model.
Right. They're moving away from those traditional perpetual licenses and transitioning to a subscription-based model. Tan said they're already more than 60% of the way there.
And they're not just content with offering basic virtualization software. They're really pushing this idea of VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation, which allows companies to set up their own private cloud environment right on their premises.
So instead of relying solely on public cloud providers, they have more control over their data and infrastructure.
Exactly, and it fits in perfectly with their move into the AI space. Remember that VMware Private AI Foundation we talked about earlier? That's actually built on top of VCF, giving companies the ability to run AI workloads on their private clouds.
So they're essentially building this whole ecosystem for businesses to manage and utilize AI both in the cloud and on their own servers.
It's a smart move. They're addressing this growing need for flexibility and control in how AI is deployed, and they're doing it by leveraging their existing strengths in virtualization and software.
All right, let's put on our analyst hats for a second. What are the key takeaways from Broadcom's software performance?
I think the biggest takeaway is that they're doing an excellent job of creating this hybrid cloud ecosystem. They're not just offering standalone solutions, they're providing a comprehensive platform that caters to a wide range of business needs.
And they're doing it in a way that leverages their existing expertise and the relationships they've already built with their customers. They're not trying to reinvent the wheel, they're building upon what they already excel at.
Right, and I think that approach gives them a significant advantage in the market. They're not just competing on features, they're competing on their ability to deliver a complete and integrated solution.
So Broadcom is clearly on a roll.
Yeah.
But what about the bigger picture? What does all this tell us about the state of the semiconductor and software industries in general?
Well, I think Broadcom's success really showcases the incredible growth and potential of AI. It's not just a niche technology anymore, it's becoming an integral part of how businesses operate.
And we're seeing that reflected in Broadcom's decisions. They're making significant investments in AI, both in terms of hardware and software, and they're putting themselves in a position to lead in this space.
Exactly. And their emphasis on customization and collaboration shows that they're not just reacting to what's happening in the market, they're actively shaping the future of AI.
And we can't overlook the broader impact of this shift towards AI. It's not simply about faster chips or more efficient software. It's about creating new possibilities and solving problems that were previously beyond our reach.
I completely agree. We're already seeing AI being used in amazing ways, from revolutionizing healthcare to tackling climate change. And as the technology continues to advance, the potential benefits are only going to multiply.
It really does feel like a remarkable time to be alive.
Absolutely. And companies like Broadcom are playing a crucial role in bringing this AI revolution to life. Their vision and their execution are impressive, and I'm eager to see what they accomplish next.
Now let's take a closer look at Broadcom's financial performance. They announced record revenue of $14.9 billion in the first quarter, a 25% increase year on year. And their adjusted EBITDA also hit a record high of $10.1 billion.
Those are some seriously impressive figures. It's evident that their strategy is working and they're reaping the rewards.
And their projections for the second quarter are looking really promising too. They're anticipating consolidated revenue of $14.9 billion, a 19% year-on-year increase. And they're expecting their adjusted EBITDA margin to be around 66%.
That continued growth is a clear indicator of their strong market position. They're clearly capitalizing on the high demand for both semiconductors and software, particularly in the AI arena.
You're absolutely right. And their focus on high-value partnerships and those custom-designed solutions is probably a key factor in their impressive financial performance. They're not just pushing out generic off-the-shelf products. They're delivering tailored solutions that can justify a premium price.
And that approach appears to be serving them well. They consistently deliver robust financial results, and they're strategically positioning themselves for sustained growth in the future.
Now let's step back for a moment and consider the implications for investors. Broadcom is undoubtedly a company that's making waves. They're heavily investing in growth sectors like AI, executing their strategy effectively, and delivering strong financial outcomes.
I concur. They're definitely a company to keep an eye on. But of course, as always, it's crucial to conduct your own thorough research and carefully consider all the factors before making any investment decisions.
Absolutely. And we shouldn't forget about the inherent risks. The tech industry is in a constant state of flux, and there's always the potential for disruption.
True. However, exactly, that kind of forward thinking is essential for success in today's rapidly changing business landscape.
Okay, so we've covered quite a bit of ground today. We've examined Broadcom's performance in both semiconductors and software. We've delved into their AI strategy, and we've analyzed their financial results. But before we move on, I'd like to circle back to one important theme that has woven its way through our discussion:
And what theme would that be?
the power of customization and collaboration. It seems like that's at the very heart of Broadcom's success. They're not just churning out generic products. They're actively working hand-in-hand with their clients to develop solutions that specifically cater to their individual needs.
I think you've hit the nail on the head. It's a testament to their keen understanding of the market's ever-evolving needs. They recognize that one size doesn't fit all, especially in a field as dynamic as AI.
And it seems that this approach is yielding positive results. They're attracting those high-value clients, they're able to command premium prices, and they're building a sustainable business model that's designed to withstand the test of time.
It's a winning formula, and one that other companies would be wise to emulate in today's intensely competitive market.
So as we begin to wrap up this part of our exploration into Broadcom's latest earnings call, there's one question that keeps popping into my mind.
I'm intrigued. What is it? It's that human element. Tan actually pointed out that while those hyperscalers are really good at software, Broadcom really excels when it comes to hardware. And it's that partnership, that fusion of expertise that's propelling the creation of these mind-blowing large language models.
You're so right. It really highlights how crucial collaboration and specialized skills are in pushing the boundaries of AI. It's not just about the tech itself. It's about the people behind it, the brilliant minds making it all happen.
Exactly. And it makes you think how this dynamic might play out in other parts of the tech industry. As AI gets even more sophisticated, will we need even greater specialization? Will we need whole teams of experts, each with their unique skill set working together to build these complex systems?
It's a fascinating question to ponder. We might see a surge in these hyper-specialized roles, people laser focus on very specific niches of AI development, whether it's chip design, algorithm optimization, or data security. It could even lead to a whole new ecosystem of interconnected expertise, where different specialists come together to form these high-performing AI teams.
It's definitely a possibility.
But that also makes me think about the skills gap we keep hearing about in the tech industry. Could this trend towards even more specialization actually make that problem even worse? If we need more and more people with highly specific AI skills, how can we ensure we have enough talent to keep up with that demand?
That's a valid concern. It really underscores the need for solid education and training programs to give people the skills they need to thrive in this rapidly changing AI landscape. We might even see completely new educational paths pop up, specifically designed to cultivate AI specialists. Imagine universities offering degrees in AI chip design or AI ethics.
It's almost like we're watching the birth of a brand new workforce, one that's built on collaboration, adaptability, and a deep understanding of these incredibly complex technologies.
And one that's fueled by a shared passion for pushing the limits of what's achievable with AI. It's an exciting prospect, that's for sure.
It's both exhilarating and a little daunting, as you say, to realize we're right on the edge of such a huge shift in how we work and interact with technology.
Absolutely. But just like with any significant technological leap throughout history, there will be hurdles and there will be opportunities. I think the key is to approach them with a sense of curiosity and eagerness to collaborate and a commitment to developing AI ethically and responsibly.
I think that's a perfect note to wrap things up on. To all our listeners out there, as you navigate this exciting new world of AI, keep in mind that the human element is just as crucial as the technology itself. Embrace collaboration, seek out diverse perspectives, and always keep learning.
And never stop asking those big questions. Challenge assumptions, think critically, and always consider the broader impact of these powerful technologies we're creating.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the Quarterly Call. For more episodes, please remember to rate and follow our show. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed. So we've talked about Broadcom's strategic moves and their financial performance and the broader implications of AI's growth. But I think there's one more piece of the puzzle we need to consider before we wrap things up.
Okay, I'm listening. What's that?
It's the human element. Tan actually made a point of saying that while those hyperscalers are incredible at software, Broadcom really shines when it comes to hardware. And it's that partnership, that blend of expertise, that's fueling the creation of these incredible large language models.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It really underscores just how important collaboration is and specialized skills are in pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI. It's not just about the technology itself, it's about the people behind it, the minds that are making it all happen.
And it makes you wonder how this dynamic will play out in other areas of the tech industry. As AI becomes even more advanced, are we going to see an even greater need for specialization? Will we need entire teams of experts, each with their own unique skills, working together to build these complex systems?
It's a fascinating question. I mean, we could very well see a rise in these hyper-specialized roles. People who are laser-focused on very specific aspects of AI development, whether it's chip design or algorithm optimization or data security. We could see this whole new ecosystem emerge of interconnected expertise where different specialists come together to form these high-performing AI teams.
But that also makes me think about the skills gap that everyone's been talking about in tech. Could this trend towards even more specialization actually make that problem even worse?
Yeah.
If we need more and more people with very specific AI skills, how do we make sure that we have enough talent to meet that demand?
That's a really valid concern. It definitely highlights the need for strong education and training programs to equip people with the skills they need to succeed in this evolving AI landscape. We might even see new educational pathways popping up that are specifically geared toward cultivating AI specialists. I mean, imagine universities offering degrees in AI chip design or even AI ethics.
It's almost like we're watching the birth of a whole new kind of workforce, one that's built on collaboration and adaptability and a deep understanding of these incredibly complex technologies.
And one that's driven by this shared passion for pushing the limits of what AI can do. It's a pretty thrilling prospect.
Is both exhilarating and a little bit intimidating, don't you think? To think that we're right at the cusp of such a monumental shift in how we work and interact with technology.
Absolutely. But just like with any major technological advancement throughout history, there are going to be challenges and there are going to be opportunities. The key is to approach them with that sense of curiosity, a willingness to collaborate, and a commitment to developing AI responsibly and ethically.
That's a great point. Well, on that note, I want to thank everyone for joining us today for this deep dive into Broadcom's latest earnings call. We've covered a lot of ground, from their performance in semiconductors and software to their AI strategy and, of course, their financial results.
It's been a fascinating discussion. I think it's clear that Broadcom is a company that's at the forefront of innovation, and they're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI.
And as AI continues to evolve, it's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out. But one thing's for sure, the future of tech is looking pretty exciting.
Absolutely. And to all our listeners out there, I just encourage you to stay curious, stay informed, and stay engaged in this incredible journey of technological advancement.
Thank you so much for tuning into the Quarterly Call. For more episodes, please remember to rate and follow our show. Until next time, stay curious and stay informed.